So, what does the Bible say about flattery? Flattery can be thought of as the giving of excessive, insincere praise, especially that which is given in order to further one's personal interest. Flattering can be viewed in opposition to complimenting. The difference between flattery and a compliment is the motivation behind the words. A person who compliments is one who says something to build up another person. Compliments are to the benefit of the receiver. A person who flatters, they only seek to gain approval or recognition for their words. Another way of describing flattery is self-serving. Now, flattery is often mentioned in the Bible, especially in the book of Proverbs. And in Proverbs 6:24, it reads, "To keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman." It warns of the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. That's what Proverbs 6:24 is warning us about. The flattery of the tongue of a strange woman, KJV. Also in Proverbs 7:5, it states, "That they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words." It's translated as the smooth tongue of an adulterous woman. Proverbs also says that a person who is wise learns to distinguish between lying and flattering lips and sincere compliments. Truth is not truth is not the flatterer's main concern. A flatterer's main concern is not the truth. Rather, it is what they can receive from their words. And in Psalms 5:9, it states, "For there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wickedness. Their throat is an open sepulchre. They flatter with their tongue." And Romans 16:18 says in KJV, "For they that are such serve not our Lord Jesus Christ, but their own belly, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple." You see, flattery is also dangerous when it grows within Christian circles. Often within Christian circles, flattery is disguised as encouragement. Paul teaches the church to never use flattery to gain followers for Christ, saying, "For we never came with words of flattery, as you know, nor with a pretext for greed. God is witness." In Thessalonians chapter 1, 2 verse 2 through 5. "For neither at any time used we flattering words, as ye know, nor a cloak of covetousness. God is witness." False teachers are also known to use flattery to finagle money from Christians and those who want to please Christ. And with wisdom and discernment, we can learn when false teachers are speaking for their own gain. We are also to be wary of teachers who use flattery to gain followers. When Christ, when Christ's message is watered down to little more than a self-improvement program, we are at risk of being deceived. Messages that are self-focused, such as sermons with cheery illustrations that make the congregation feel good about themselves, can gain followers, but are empty without focusing on Christ. This is a form of flattery that places reaching personal greatness over the message of Christ. This is a form of flattery that places reaching personal greatness over the message of Christ. It's the prioritization of personal greatness over speaking on the message of Christ. When false teachers flatter their followers, they build up their followers' self-importance. This is in opposition to the message that Jesus, the Lord, taught, that we must die to ourselves to serve God, to serve Yah and others. We must choose to put God above everything else in our lives daily. We shall not allow anyone control over our perception of Christ's message through stroking our egos. Jesus never flattered his followers and always told people what they needed to hear. In Mark chapter 10, verse 21 through 22, it says, "Then Jesus, beholding him, loved him, and said unto him, One thing thou lackest, go thy way, sell whatsoever thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven. And come, take up the cross, and follow me. And he was sad at that saying, and went away grieved, for he had great possessions." Jesus was able to preach his message without flattery because his main focus was doing his Father's will. In John 8:29 it states, "And he that sent me is with me. The Father hath not left me alone, for I do always those things that please him." There is a vast difference between flattery and speaking in love. The tough messages that Jesus delivered, he delivered in love because he knew that his people needed to hear them. We are called to follow Christ and speak the truth with other people's benefit in mind. And I know there's a lot of you out there that people have come into your life and they've used flattery to win you over. For a lot of you guys that are walking the narrow path, the road less traveled, you have people in your life, or you may have some people in your life right now that are using flattery to win you over, right? So that they can only stick a knife in your back when you least expect it. Because how Satan earns access into your life is by flattery. See, flattery is not really a positive thing. Flattery is of the enemy. Flattery is how people get ahead in life. And see, a lot of these social media influencers, they use flattery to gain more followers, right? But you see, it's never to benefit the people, it's to benefit their own pockets. You understand? Because it says we are called to follow Christ and speak the truth with other people's benefit in mind. Do a lot of these content creators, do a lot of these social media influencers today, do they really have people's benefit in mind? Do they? I would have to say no. Most content or social media influencers, they don't have people's benefit in mind. It's really about their own benefit because they use the flattery to benefit their own lives. And I talked about this in my last video, how people can use flattery to deceive you. Don't mistake compliments with flattery. Compliments is to help build you up, right? There is positive reinforcement in compliments. There is no positive reinforcement in flattery. You know, there's this term or quote, I think it goes by, um, they say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. And I don't really necessarily agree with that sentiment as much, because flattery is only used to benefit others. And flattery is really just a way for people to serve themselves. you know Actually, I take that back. I think that quote does have some type of meaning to it, because I think when others do imitate other people, it's to make themselves look good in the public eye. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the purpose of them to imitate others is to make themselves look good, to make themselves look like they are important than the person that they are intimidating. I'm sorry, imitating, not intimidating. I got the two words mixed up for some reason. Imitating the other person. They're doing that to make themselves look good and to add some importance to their life. So you got to be careful of when people use flattery to pretty much gain access into your life. What's the motive behind the words that people are using when they talk to you, when they speak to you? You got to pay attention to that. And that's why when you seek the Most High, you need to also seek the wisdom and discernment as well. Having wisdom and discernment, it's gonna give you the ability to really call out the BS of people's flattery. Whenever they use it against you, you're able to stop it in its tracks and not be fooled by the enemy. I had one subscriber, I believe, on my other channel, which is actually my main channel, and I put up a community post of basically my milestone of reaching 70K views, right? 70K views on my channel. I just want to put up on my community post. You know what I'm saying? That's something I'm proud of. You know what I'm saying? And this guy, I guess he's some type of. I guess he's supposed to be some type of supporter, but after the comments that he left, or just a string of comments that he left, um, I'm pretty much putting that into doubt at this point, because I really think that this individual was trying to deceive me through flattery. And what I mean is the excessive praise, right? And trying to say all these nice things, right? But in the midst of saying these nice things and give me so much praise, there was some underlining envy in his comments. You know, I said thank you, I appreciate the support, and then he just went on to talk about himself and talk about his problems, and you know, just going on about not getting any views on YouTube and not getting any clicks, or like basically complaining that no one is watching his videos. Almost to like playing victim, right? And YouTube is something that's hard to really get ahead in, because you got to work hard when you make content. It's not easy, you know? And I try to give this guy some advice. And basically, he took the advice and kind of used it against me in a way where, oh, how dare you tell me to do what I do best and stuff like that. Meaning that I was trying to, I guess, I don't know. He just, it came across like, I guess he thought I was trying to insult him by saying, "Oh, just do what you do best," right? And I didn't mean anything by that in a negative way. I just simply said, you know, keep your head down, stay consistent, and do what you do best. Meaning, whatever your talent is, whatever that is that you're skillful in, do that to the best of your ability. That's what I meant. There was nothing negative about what I said or what the advice that I gave to this individual. So, yes, in the midst of him giving me all this excessive praise, I felt a little bit attacked with his comments, saying that I need to switch it up, that I need to be more creative, that I need to stop making car videos and stuff like that. Basically, telling me what I should do with my content on my channel, which I feel is disrespectful, because you don't go on somebody's page and tell them what they need to do with their channel. When I have some results, and I'm building up a subscriber base, I'm building up an audience, you know what I'm saying? And I'm given this, these critiques or judgment from someone that's not even really putting in the work like that. And it just came across very condescending and disrespectful in the comment section. And sometimes people will throw all this flattery, all this excessive praise in your face, and then they'll mix it in with a little bit of envy and jealousy and insults, right? And I did not reply at all to this individual. I left a couple of comments, gave him some advice. I said thank you for your support, and then he proceeded to just go on this long rant, just posting like 7, 8 comments after my last comment about the advice that I gave him. And I did not bother to respond because it was just becoming very annoying. And I don't know what this guy's intentions were, but I thought about it. I had to think really hard about it. And I came to the conclusion that this is like the enemy trying to throw flattery in my face, trying to deceive me to make me think that this is a supporter, but really, this is really just a plant. This is I guess you could say, a skinwalker or something, or some type of NPC that was really faking the support. Sending me links to his channel to watch his content. And listen, man, um, it's something you just don't do. If you want people to watch your content, you have to put in the work. You can't just force your content on someone else and then proceed to not take the advice and not take the compliments, to heart. When someone gives you a compliment and gives you advice, you have to be able to receive it. You have to be able to take it in. You don't just go against the compliment, the advice that person's giving you. It could be sound advice that you may need to hear, or just a simple compliment. But that person really turned it into trying to insult me. It really turned it into criticizing me and telling me that I need to, do something different on my channel. And it came across as disrespectful because you, as a subscriber or as a follower or someone that watches YouTube content, you don't get to tell people what they got to do different on their channel. They are the content creator. You're the one watching them. Like, there's a time and the place to give people suggestions and whatnot. But you have to approach it in a very respectful way, not in a pushy where, oh, it's just in my face. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to criticize or if you're going to suggest that a content creator do something different with his videos, you need to approach it in a way where it's respectful. You understand? Because that type of stuff rubs me the wrong way. And honestly, the flattery, there is a certain motive behind it. Honestly, I think it was really just him trying to give me all this praise just to watch his content, just to support his content. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I support other channels, right? I watch other YouTubers, but I don't have all the time in the world, all the time in the day to be watching everybody's content. I just don't. I'm a human being. Like, I can't waste all that time or use all my time to watch other people's stuff when I can be putting in work myself, when I can be producing. I just don't have all that time, man. And so that's something that specifically happened with me when it came to flattery. Don't mistake flattery with compliments. You know, flattery is insincere praise, right? It's not genuine. It's not coming from the heart. It's simply someone that has a ulterior motive because they want something in return. That individual wanted me to watch his content, right? If he was saying all this stuff, positive stuff, give me all this praise, it was really just to get me to watch his content. And I feel like that's very disingenuous, if you ask me. You don't go about it that way. And then you try to insult a content creator telling them that they should do something different with their stuff, with their videos. It's disrespectful. So, I want to get this message out. I know this video has been very long. Well, this message has been long. Um, but this was on my heart, man. And whatever's on my heart that the Most High is calling for me to talk about, I have to talk about it. You know? As warriors of Christ, we need to have discernment in these end times. Not everybody's going to be a genuine supporter. You're going to have disingenuous supporters that use flattery because they want something from you. They don't have your benefit in mind. It's always to benefit themselves. Whenever they use flattery, that's the whole purpose of flattery. It's self-serving. Women use flattery all the time to really take a man out of his position of power, right? Women use flattery to deceive men, right? Flattery is one of a woman's special weapons, right? It talks about it in the Bible, in Proverbs. You know? The smooth tongue or the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. You know, her tongue is smooth. But it can also be very deadly as well. Her intentions, I should say. She has a smooth tongue, but her intentions are deadly. To drive a man out of his position. So, take this message for what it is. This is coming from the Most High. This is not coming from me. This is coming from the Most High. The Most High wanted me to make this, to put together this message for you guys. So with that being said, make sure you hit the like button for the algorithm. Subscribe for more content. More content like this is to come, so stay tuned. This is the Retention Lifestyle channel. And I'm also known as Warrior of Christ. And with that being said, thank y'all for watching, and I'm out. Peace.